All right, so tonight we are planning for Thanksgiving, and my goal this year is to not do everything at the last minute. I mean, let's be honest, my goal is to do that every single year, not do everything at the last minute. But specifically this year, I want to focus on not doing everything the morning of, meaning like what are the dishes that I can make maybe the day before, maybe 2 days before. If I really had my shit together, I would have been working on this last week, but alas, here we are. That's my life. Okay, so I made you guys something. I made you a Thanksgiving planner that you can download for free. And this is actually what I'm using this year to get everything done. So I'm gonna walk through it with you. It's got a pretty cover. In the beginning is just, the first page is just like a general checklist. So you can use, use that however you want. And then we have a timeline. So there's a couple pages to this. The next page is a timeline where you can write down what you want to get done, like the week before, the day before, 2 days before, whatever. You can customize it to whatever you want. Then we have the most important part, the menu. I've started doing this today, so I'm going to walk through with you what I'm planning on making, which is pretty much the same thing every year. Also, if you are for some reason new to my channel, Thanksgiving is like my Super Bowl. I love it. I host Thanksgiving every single year. I've hosted Thanksgiving for like the last 8 or 9 years here at my house, and I've filmed every single one. So I have a ton of Thanksgiving videos on my channel. I have them all in a playlist, so I'll link that in the description box below if you want to watch that, or I'll also link it at the end of this video if you want to like go right into that. So the reason why I designed this particular page like this was because previously in different like holiday planners that I've used, there's not enough space for the side dishes, right? And I find like, especially for Thanksgiving, that's the most important part, is the side dishes. I mean, obviously you have to have the turkey, but you have like a bunch of different side dishes. So it's got a big space for appetizers, main dishes here, a long list for side dishes, and then you've got dessert, and then paper products or other things down here at the end. Those are the things that like in years past that I have almost forgotten, is like, oh, I need to get like paper plates for dessert, or in years past I've also used paper plates for the meal, or napkins or drinks, or just stuff like that. On the next page is a shopping list, which I need to make tonight because I'm gonna go to the store tomorrow. Also, here's your reminder that you need to be getting your turkey out of the freezer right now, because it does take a while to thaw. And I actually, the method I use is I brine my Thanksgiving turkey I almost said the night. Yeah, either the day or the night before. Take it out of the brine, and then I obviously roast it the morning of Thanksgiving. The other thing I like about this planner is there's a cooking schedule, so you can document like, what do you want to get done 3 days before, 2 days before, 1 day before, the day of, and then also what do you want to do with your leftovers. I always make turkey rice soup. I show you guys that like every year. We also have a guest list. I'm gonna like cover this up, but you can write down, like, how I used it was I wrote down like each family and then how many people were coming from that family, because I like to get an idea of how many people total that I'm planning on hosting, because then when I'm doing things like desserts or drinks or things like that, I can figure out how much I need. So this year we're planning on having 12 to 13 people depending. And then I'm looking forward to using this page also. This is the Thanksgiving schedule. So like the day of, the times are blank, so you can fill those in how you want. And then you can just fill in the times. Like I started at 6 in the morning, and then I labeled every 30 minutes so I can kind of map out what I want to be doing. There's a place on the side for notes. And then this page I think is really fun too. It's a gratitude list. So you can pass this around, have your family document everything they're thankful for this year. And then at the end is just kind of a blank memo sheet to use how you want. So obviously I took this and bound it here at home. I have a binding machine and coils and all of that stuff. But you can also just print it out and staple it, put it in a binder, or you can just print it out, like print out the pages you want to use if you don't want to use them all. So here's what I have on the menu, and I had Kira look at this earlier so that we could see if there's anything else that we needed. Obviously we got to have rolls, deviled eggs, some type of like charcuterie board. A lot of times I'll do a mix of like meats and cheeses, and then veggies and dip also. And I also thought it would be good to make like the ham and cream cheese pickle roll-ups this year because I haven't made those for a while, and that sounds good. I am gonna make a turkey and a ham. There is a coupon right now at Hy-Vee. If you buy a turkey, you get a ham free. So I'll just cook both, and then we'll have plenty of leftovers. I really like having leftover ham also in addition to turkey because the ham freezes really well, or you can use it to make ham salad or breakfast dishes or whatever you want. And then for side dishes, we're doing mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, cranberry sauce, corn casserole and green bean casserole. My sister is actually going to bring those items, so I don't have to worry about that. I always make a sweet potato casserole. I don't really care for sweet potatoes, but my family likes them. And then chicken noodles and macaroni and cheese. For dessert, I'm gonna do, I haven't quite decided yet. I wrote down pumpkin pie and chocolate pie, but then I also have these chocolate mint layered brownies that I typically make for the holidays that my kids really like. So I'm kind of thinking like, if I have a chocolate pie, do I also need a chocolate brownie? But then not everyone likes pumpkin pie. So I thought about doing a pecan pie, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, and the chocolate brownies. I have not made a pecan pie in like many years. I think I've only made one once actually. So I gotta think if I really want to do that or not. One of the things I try to do also, especially for Thanksgiving, is like I try not to make too many new items. Usually my rule is like I only do one new recipe every year because I want to make things that I know are going to be good, that are tried and true. This is not necessarily the time to be like experimenting, right? I also have my recipe binder. So normally I would be sitting down in my kitchen, but my kids are teenagers and they're always having friends over and they are in the living room blaring the TV. And so I thought it would be much more peaceful if I filmed up here in my office. But let me just flip through here and find the side dishes that I need to find. Okay, so I flipped through my binder and found all my recipes. So most of these recipes I have used again and again, year after year. So if you want the specifics on that, just find one of my past Thanksgiving videos and those will be linked in the description box. But I use the cranberry sauce recipe from Food Network. I also usually get a can of jellied cranberry sauce just because I know different people like different things. And then I also ran across this cheese ball recipe, which is one of my favorites. So maybe I'll make that and put it on the charcuterie board. It's really good. I've made it before here on my channel. You actually make it in the food processor with cream cheese, shredded cheese, and then you roll the cheese ball in toasted almonds. It's really good. I also have this, and this is a recipe from my aunt for broccoli salad. It's basically like raw broccoli. You mix it with crispy bacon, red onion, sunflower seeds. Sometimes I just do almonds instead of sunflower seeds, and then you make the dressing out of Miracle Whip sugar and vinegar. It's really like one of the only two recipes that I use Miracle Whip for. Otherwise, I always use mayonnaise, but I ran across that and I'm thinking I might make that also just because I think it's nice to have something green on the table with all your beige, you know, sides. And then the stuffing or the dressing recipe that I use is from Ina Garten. I've printed this off in 2012 and I've been using it ever since. It uses ground sausage and you cube the bread and you cook it all together. You can also put, you put apples in it. You can put cranberries in it if you want to. I typically don't do that because we don't like it super sweet. But that's the stuffing recipe I use. And then I keep the sweet potato casserole recipe on the back, which is from New York Times. It has marshmallows on top. The turkey recipe that I use that is fail-safe that I've been using year after year after year is I use the Martha Stewart recipe for the roast turkey and the turkey brine. The brine has one bottle of wine in it, herbs, salt, water, lots of spices. And then the method that I use for roasting the turkey is the cheesecloth butter basting method. So basically you put the turkey in the oven, you drape cheesecloth over it, and then you continuously baste it with melted butter, and the cheesecloth and the butter helps crisp up the skin. It's very, very good. So I use that, and then I go ahead and make the turkey stock the day before also with this recipe from Alton Brown. It's called turkey giblet gravy. And basically you take the giblets and the neck from the turkey and you kind of saute those off and make a stock out of them. That way you already have that done and you can make the gravy easily on the day of Thanksgiving. I'm looking to see if I need any more recipes. No, the mac and cheese recipe I used is from an old Taste of Home cookbook that I have, so that's downstairs. And then chicken noodles, I don't need a recipe for that. I just use the Reams noodles and boil them with chicken broth and put shredded chicken in there, so that's super easy also. Okay, so after I gathered my stack of recipes, I went through all of the recipes and made my shopping list. So I have plenty of things to get at the store. I probably will go, I don't know, I always like to go in person, especially when I'm cooking for a holiday, so I can make sure I get what I need and I can make my own substitutions, obviously, as opposed to getting delivery done. Then I can pick out my own turkey and produce and all of that stuff. I'm probably gonna go to Aldi first, get what I can get, and then go to Hy-Vee or Walmart for the rest. So what I decided to do for the desserts is I'm gonna do pumpkin pie. I'm gonna make the chocolate mint brownies. That's a recipe of my mom's that she had been making since like the 80s. It's very, very good. And then instead of the chocolate pie, I'm gonna do this Oreo cream pie, which is kind of like a no-bake Oreo cheesecake, but it's super easy to make ahead of time, and then I can just keep it in the refrigerator and that will be very easy. And then I also forgot that we normally have this pink like fluff salad. It's got like marshmallows and, does it have marshmallows? Oh yeah, 1.5 cups of marshmallows and cherry pie filling and sweetened condensed milk. So I'm probably gonna make that too. Also, this year I'm not making homemade rolls. I'm actually not even gonna make the Rhodes rolls that have to rise because I wanna make it as easy as possible and do as many last minute things as possible. So I'm gonna get the pre-frozen Sister Schubert's rolls. Do you guys know? Those are like, they're pre-baked and then you just put them in a pan, brush them with melted butter and bake them, and they're very, very delicious and no one will know. There have been years before that I have done homemade rolls and I find that it's like just too much at the last minute because I'm trying to have like oven space and finish the gravy and I don't know, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? So I think we have our menu. I've written everything down that I need to go grocery shopping. I'll do that tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna film everything again this year. So I'll have a Thanksgiving, you know, shop and cook with me. It'll probably be a very long video, but it's one of my favorite videos to film, like I said, throughout the whole year. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably either post it the Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving. And like I said, I'll include the shopping as well. So again, if you want to download this planner, I'll have it in the description box below. There's a link, it's free, you can grab it. And yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what you guys are planning for Thanksgiving. Are you hosting? Are you cooking food? Are you attending someone else's Thanksgiving and bringing dishes? Tell me all about it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.